Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Silent Sequester. Silent Podcast.
Oh, not that.
Start over. Oh no,
Hello,
we gotta end the
everybody.
stream.
Welcome to Silent Podcast. I am your host Isaiah, and I'm here with my three lovely co-hosts. First, we have Sasha. We have Geneva, and for the first time, we have our newest podcaster, Abby. Abby, what's up?
Hi. So excited. Let's talk shit.
So we're here just to talk about Temptation Island. This is our first live show coverage of AnyCon, so we're very excited for that. Real quick, let me check something. Actually, hold up. You know what? We might actually have to start. No, we're good. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, this is our first live coverage of any show right now. So Temptation Island. Wow, like this is a really exciting moment. Before we get started, how did everyone feel about the first episode?
I'm just so confused, like why these people choose to go on this show. I will say this is my first season watching, so I look to y'all to like actually guide me through this island. But what the heck? Like, I just want to know, like, is it because the clout must be real? Because wow.
Yeah, I think what is so funny because I've watched every season and I love every single season, and even watching the starting episode today, I was just like, what are these people doing? But I think it's just always gonna be like that and all the reasons are always so dumb. Like, oh, I don't trust him because he looks at another girl. Like, okay, so you needed to go all the way to our island to figure out what to do with the relationship. Like, anyways, but thank God for them, because without them we wouldn't be able to watch them. So
yeah,
it just makes you. Yeah, I'm just like, if you have an issue, you guys can't handle this back at home.
Yeah, like you have to come on national TV and
like, at that point, like I feel like these relationships are like doomed at the beginning, because it's like if you're gonna break up, they're like, let me just get a little bit of clout with it,
That has to be the reason, because honestly, it's like, if you want to go onto an island to explore relationships, you don't need to be in a relationship. It's clear that you need to break up. But exactly. I don't know if they also maybe consider it a socially acceptable way to explore
100%. 100%. I think a lot of them, like, oh my God, what's that girl's name? I need to get in my. Let me check my notes.
No, it's okay. You can describe her. We might be able to tell.
She's blonde. Erin. Like Erin,
Erin.
100%. Erin went on there because she wants to break up with him.
Oh.
Like 100%. Like, no way you beat around it. She wants to break up with him, but she said, let's just try and see like if we can be separate or be on our own. It's just like, you guys want to break up so bad. Like, I feel like you can tell the couples who are there because they want to try and strengthen their trust and their relationship, and you can tell the couples that are there because they just want to shag and move on. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So we can actually just jump into these couples now, because the first half of the episode is really just spent meeting these people. Yeah. So we're going to go down each one of them. I want to hear you guys' opinions on them. So first, we meet Chelsea and Thomas. Chelsea.
I'm not, who's Chelsea?
Chelsea, she's 29. Thomas is 37. They've been in a relationship for like a year. They met through mutual friends. Thomas was used to being a bachelor until he got into this relationship with her. And Chelsea does not trust Thomas because of her past relationships. She's uncomfortable since he's naturally flirty with people. She wants to go the distance with him, but she wants him to prove that he can be faithful to her. So how do you guys feel about Chelsea and Thomas first?
Y'all go. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
Please, Abby, go ahead.
Okay.
I can go. Oh, yeah. Geneva,
I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion. But one thing that I can say is that one thing that I remember that Thomas did say was like, he feels like Chelsea is projecting unfaithfulness from prior relationships that she's had onto him.
He ate her up.
Which I think, because in reality, it's like, okay, Thomas hasn't cheated. Thomas hasn't acted upon his whatever he's doing, his flirtation. So I just feel like maybe these are some insecurities that Chelsea has. I'm not really sure. I just feel like it seems like she has a great relationship, but now I think she's doubting herself. And like, it's a little sad because like, it seems like Thomas really cares about her and loves her. So I'm not really sure why they're here, to be honest. But You know, why not? Why not?
But
right?
we're saying clout. Temptation Island is not a huge show.
Oh my
Like,
God.
if you look on Twitter, they got maybe 10K followers. The Instagram is not popping, so I don't know how much clout you can really get from going on this from Temptation Island.
Like, literally, especially Chelsea. First of all, she's crying all the damn time she's on the screen. So first of all, it was her idea to come here, and then she's over here crying. Like, first, pick a side. Pick a side. You either want him and you want to be with him, but you're testing it out, whatever, sure. But then it's like she's talking to beard man Blake, Dr. Blake, sorry.
Not the doctor.
and then like being like, oh, but he's not giving me what I want. And so Chelsea is shady, and I need her to either one, she's cheated and like is projecting a lot of like that, like kind of stress onto like Thomas, because, and I do agree though that like if someone's flirting up a like storm in front of me, well, I wouldn't be with them because I'd be in jail for murder. But no, so that's why to me it's like just break up or like accept the person for who they are. Because Chelsea is a mess. Like Thomas, I'm still okay with. I'm not mad at him yet, but I'm sure eventually we'll get there. But Chelsea, I'm like, ma'am, no.
Yeah.
One quick thing I did want to add is that some people do get clout. Like there was a girl last season, Morgan, who ended up getting with this guy named Evan, and like so she got like 100K followers, and like she posted a lot of YouTube content.
Yeah, but that was
get, like,
that was very rare because she was one of the main singles that got with the couple at the end. So if you're just a normal single or if you're just a normal couple, you're not really getting clout. But because oh my god, sorry, I could talk about Megan and Evan. I love this so much. Well, I love Morgan, but oh my god, so I feel like that's a very rare occasion. Most of the people,
but I'm
look
just
at them,
saying
they don't have that
there are
much. And Morgan, she's like the highest profile, and she's not even verified on Twitter.
Oh,
they verified everyone else with 5K followers. It's actually
she's verified on Instagram, but not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Julian's verified on Twitter with 1,000 followers.
This is what I mean. It's disgusting.
So I'm
anyway,
like,
I want to add on to what you guys are saying. I do think Chelsea is projecting.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've been in a relationship for a year. You should know that this is the man. This is how he is. First of all, don't try and change people. Number one. Second of all, if you know that he's not going to change and you can't put up with it because you know in yourself that it's hurting you mentally, leave. Like you can find another man who's not going to flirt and wink at other people. Do you know what I mean? But clearly she likes him. So I think she needs to go to therapy. They should have come to the island. Honestly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they need to have some conversations. I don't know, like talk it out. Like I
that one
I
convo where he was like, "You're projecting." I was like, "Is this the first time you guys had this convo?" Like, I'm actually confused. It was
Mark Wahlberg, you know, not the Mark Wahlberg,
not
this
Mark Wahlberg.
But this Mark Wahlberg, like, is legit, like their therapist, the island. Also, I know we're still talking about the couples, but like, shout out Mark because he's like, the island is so special.
Yeah.
You will find
he's really into it now.
Yeah. And he's literally like talking about this mystical place. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just a location. But I love it. This is what I need from a host, I will say though.
100%. But like he's really got he's like Jeff Probst, you know, like in the beginning of Survivor. He was just like, and I was like, come on, guys. Like that's exactly how Mark is now. Like he's proper into this. And I think he's such a good host.
Yeah, I know. I love him. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That's the first couple. So
they're a mess.
Oh my goodness. Well, all right. Most of my notes came from like the second couple, right? And this is Erica and Kendall. So Erica 24, Kendall 26. They've been dating for like 2.5 years. 0.5. Wow. Anyway, 2.5 years. Kendall and basically has his life planned out where Erica has never really been in a relationship with someone that really has like a mapped out plan, basically. Kendall apparently wants like excellence in this relationship and often makes Erica feel like she's not up to his standards. Kendall thinks he's more ambitious towards his goals, where Kendall has goals that she stops once things start to get hard. So like Kendall wants to get married, but Kendall also wants to see if Kendall also wants to see if Erica is willing to like put in the work, and Erica wants to see if Kendall's willing to accept her for how she is. So Geneva, like tell me, how do you feel about these two?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like Kendall, I guess, has very unrealistic expectations for his partner Erica, I believe, and I think he might find out through this process that he is being too critical, and that his standards are too high depending on how things go on with other people. I think it's definitely, I don't see anything wrong with wanting, I guess, an ambitious partner. Wanting people to, feed off of like positive energy and achieve goals together and achieve good things in the world. But it just seems like there really isn't any other issues, it seems like, in this relationship. So I just feel like I think he's just expecting a bit too much from her, and pointing out these things that he doesn't want. But I feel like if that really bothers him, then maybe this is his excuse to come to the island and explore relationships. And we see a lot of his excitement in this episode, getting to explore those potential relationships.
Far too much.
Yeah.
In my notes I wrote, Kendall, so eager to start. He wants to cheat. Like he wants to get in so badly. And I feel so bad for, what's her name? Oh my god,
Erica.
Yeah, I feel so bad for her because she's just trying to chill with her man, and he's like, you need to do this. They've only been together 2.5 years. He's 26 and she's 24. I'm thinking, I'm 23 and I've had a man on my back like do this, that, I'll be like, get out my fucking yard. So she's put up with a lot of shit, so she must really love him. And again, I feel like as I said, I feel like there's two couples who really want to try and make it work, and there's two couples who want to cheat, and he's one of the couples that he wants to get out. I feel like he's just bored of her. And I feel bad because she's so pretty. She doesn't deserve that.
Well, I hope she finds love on this island.
But I really, she's not, like, he even said it in the, at the end of the episode where they do like a what's to come. He even said, it was a little soundbite, and he was like, I'm not worried about her finding another man. So I really feel like she's not even looking for anyone. Even if he does do something, she's not gonna like, if you watch season 1, like with Evan and Casey, even though Evan did all that, Casey was still wanted to try and make it work with Evan, and I feel like it's going to be exactly the same. She was still trying, I want to make it work. Hopefully not, but that's just how I see it. Like, Erica's not even looking for any men in there right now, but Kendall's he's talking to so many women, so the disconnect is very interesting.
Yeah, I just have one question. How do you want someone that's ambitious, that's, blah, 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 all of this stuff, but then also want someone to iron your clothes at 4 a.m. in the morning? I know,
when she said that.
If anyone, I'm married, and if my husband ever in his life thought that even at 11 a.m. to wake me up, let's say I was still asleep, and say iron my clothes, like, he would have gotten ironed. Like, no. Like, this is so wild to me. That's why I agree with you, Abby, that I think she's going to stay because she's already doing all this nonsense for him. Like, why do you need to wake up at 4 a.m. to iron somebody's clothes? If he's so ambitious, if he's so cool, first, do your own thing, or second, you don't got money to find someone to iron your clothes, dry clean them. But anyway, exactly. So that's why I do not like Kendall, and like, I just feel really bad for Erica because I agree that he's bored, but he wants a 1950s, like, freak in the sheets, lady in the streets kind of lady, and this ain't it. We're in 2021 or 2020 when this was shot, but like, no. So Kendall, I don't like him. Like, I wanted to like him, but he's just a ratchet. And
I think he set himself up to fail because if he is looking for whatever that Erica's not giving him, he's not finding that on the island. Please, God forbid. Oh my God, there's definitely not going to be no one that fits all of those things that he wants to check off on the island. He just wants to shag.
Yeah, not with 22-year-old spider legs.
Not spider legs, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, most of these girls are younger than your girlfriend. And this is who you think you're gonna. Anyways.
All right, so the third couple is Kristen and Julian. So Kristen is 26, Julian is 26. This is actually the longest relationship because they said that they've been together for 11 years. All right, so been together for 11 years, not married. Julian has been unfaithful in the past, and Kristen hasn't been able to move forward from that. And basically, just to make a long story short, they're just coming here to make sure that they have mutual respect for each other. And if she feels like if they can make it past this, then she's willing to take the next step and go to marriage. And that's literally it. They have like the shortest like storyline. But Abby, how do you feel about Kristen and Julian?
I love them. Do you know what? I feel like they're gonna come out the other side. I don't feel like he's gonna cheat. I feel like the edit is trying to make it seem like that way. 11 years, long time. She's also very peng, so he would be absolutely insane. And if this is the biggest obstacle in their relationship, all he has to do is do this and he has her for the rest of his life. Yes. So I really feel like both of them wouldn't have wasted 11 years. You know what I mean? I really feel like he's going to come out the other side, and I'm excited to see their story grow. I'm excited to see like the bonfires, her seeing that he's not doing too much. You know what I mean? Because I really feel like, obviously, he's probably one of the pengest guys. I would say, like he's tall, he's, you know, so he's going to get a lot of attention, which might cause some issues. But I feel like he's gonna. Also, they said they were like one of the only couples to have like strict rules, boundaries. So he's gonna make sure not to step over any of those lines. Whereas like Erica and Kendall, did they not?
No, because she said we came here. So he knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, but he knows like not.
Yeah, you're right.
They still have rules. They've just not said like don't do this. But they still have rules. Yeah. So I feel like he knows exactly not what to do to like get on her bad side. You know.
And I think the point that you were trying to make, Abby, too, is like, she also specifically says they're in a relationship and they're staying in one entire experience.
Yes,
so that made it clear. It's like, we don't have any rules, but we are leaving.
But we are together. We're leaving together. Yeah, period. So you better not do nothing wrong. Exactly.
Oh my God. Can we talk about the best moment of this whole episode? This man like trying to maintain social distancing from all these women. He literally was like,
so cute.
Can I get a hug?
Like, can I get a hug? Fist bump.
Oh my God.
I love
this
it.
is when you're like, yes, this is exactly what I want my man to do, especially someone that looks like that, please. Like, yes, thank you. I liked him a lot. I agree. I think Julian is my favorite because he's just so funny.
Yeah.
Him and Mr. Chef Hands.
Yeah, but they were beefing. He was like, "No way, I'm from Jersey, bro."
And he's like, I'll talk to you later, bro. And I think, what? You're not. Like, shut up.
Like, I know that a single was scared of him. Yeah, you gotta be crazy.
That man, Julian sitting down is probably the same height as that man.
And that man standing up. Yeah, they walk past each other, they were the same height.
I could not breathe. I was like, Julian will eat you for breakfast. Like, not even dinner, breakfast. Like, please.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Okay. And then the last one is Erin and Corey. Erin is 24, Corey is 25. They've also been dating just for like a year and a half, so you know that's what their thing's going on. They met at work. Corey used to be Erin's boss, and I guess they just found a little connection through that. Erin is athletic and used to play professional soccer. She's used to dating other profestional athletes like linebackers and baseball people.
Can I just say her whole intro video was a mess? Like, it was a mess. From the beginning, he was my boss. Okay, red flag. Second of all, I used to date all these footballers. I was like, okay, so what is this relationship doing for you?
And then she's comparing every relationship she had in the past to this guy. And she's like,
and she had pictures.
Pictures.
Like, he's conservative. He's safer in comparison.
Yeah.
Basically, her biggest complaint is like he's an introvert, and I'm like, you should be happy he's an introvert. Like, honestly, like he seems like such a great, genuine guy. I don't understand what your problem is here, but you're using this as an excuse to maybe explore things. But I think we see in this episode, she's like regretting that decision real quick. So
yeah, she loses it in this episode. I was like, girl, this was your choice. And look at you freaking out, ma'am. Because I think girls are going to snatch him up real quick. I just hope he knows his worth. Like, him and Erica are like in the similar part of the situation.
Exactly.
In their relationship where I'm like, Corey, like, please she ain't it. Like, she's a Jersey chaser. Like, she literally said that. She was like, I only date, and she called them type A personalities. What the F does that mean?
What is that?
I'm
Next week, I bet she's going to say, I need an alpha male, and that's just what that's what I'm going to check out on her, truthfully.
And I was just like, you want an alpha? Like, what did, like, you're stupid. And then, like, or if you want an alpha male, why is this the man you're dating? And she said, this is the most attractive guy I've ever dated.
See, listen, I got a theory about that though, because you guys said that she has an alpha male complex. Literally, she used to be her boss. So, I mean, in her mind, she was that. There you go.
You woke it up, and then because I was gonna say, how do you not know he's an introvert until you guys have been together for a year? But you're right, the relationship dynamics when they first started, he was like above like the alpha male, and then they became on the same level. She made me realize, oh shit, wow, you snapped there. No, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. It's
how do you feel about Corey, Geneva?
Well, I like Corey. I don't have any issues with Corey at all. He seems like a nice, genuine guy. I feel bad because he feels like through this experience, he's gonna need to prove that he's a better man over Erin's exes. Yeah. And his confidence does get chiseled away a bit, as he said. Yeah. So I do kind of feel, really bad for him because I don't see any problems with Corey. He just seems like a nice, genuine guy who loves his girlfriend. But she's like, I feel like that he might be the safe option, and that sort of thing. And she just feels like she needs this opportunity to know who she's meant to be with and whether she's settling or not.
And just as Joseph said, I think that her problem is that she wants her cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm. So I completely agree.
Can you imagine your partner saying that about you? Like, Sasha's just a safe option.
Yes, I'm on national TV at that.
It's awful.
But this is what all the couples look like for anyone who's not seen yet. From left to right, it's literally Chelsea and Thomas is on the left. Erica, Kendall right after. Kristen and Julian on the far right, and then the one next to them is Erin and Corey. So that's the couples that we're working with here. Right after we meet these individuals, we actually see the host, Mark, as they said earlier. He does his little, everyone's like, oh, Mark here. Like, I know everything's real now. They do this every season. So I'm But he brings them to a dock, and they actually get to speak on why they're there. So we saw some interesting stuff here. Like, as we said, Kristen and Julian speak up on how they want to see if they can get past this challenge and determine if they can get married after this, because, Julian has a history with cheating. I don't know how many times. I mean, they've been together 11 years. So, I mean,
twice, apparently, according to
since like
USA
15. Yeah. You got to think about it. Do the math. And then what else? We got Erin and Corey. They speak on they're going to come out more independent and individual. And I don't think they're going to leave together. So I think they'll come.
I hope not. Please, Corey. Please.
I also hope not. I feel like they just need to be separated.
Yeah.
I hope Erin wants him, but he finds someone else. That's my hope. That's shady. I know, but it's okay.
Right now, I mean, right now, I think she keeps saying oh, I wanted to do this, but literally every confessional we're seeing, she's like, I think I made a mistake. She's freaking out.
I feel like she felt like there was no competition, and then everyone else, she's like, oh, she's like, whoops.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not the baddest. Oh, God. No, we're on TV. Can I also say it for Kristen and Julian, together 11 years, can you imagine being with your high school boyfriend, or girlfriend or partner, whatever, but oh my God, mine also cheated on me in high school, so I was like, I get where she's coming from, where I definitely stayed with him one extra semester in college, and then I was like, oh no, I cannot trust him, so I really understand that, but girl, let him go. Please.
Yeah, I wish I
7
knew like
years.
when exactly he cheated.
Yeah,
Did they
that's
say
what
like
I want
if
to
it was in the
hear.
beginning, in the middle, like if it
What
was
if
a
it was
month
like,
ago?
oh, when I was in like a sophomore in high school, and
That does
like
not.
triple
I'm
something like
sorry.
that. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your
Yeah, no stress.
prefrontal cortex is not developed, like I don't know that counts.
Yeah.
Like, or it counts because your feelings are like valid.
Especially
but
if you've been especially if you've been together 11 years and it happened at the beginning
yeah.
and it's not happened again, then it's like, okay, fair
Well,
enough. That's
maybe
why
it
I'm
was
rooting
in the
for them
beginning and the
so
middle.
badly. So
Which is
I don't
good.
know. Maybe it was in the beginning and randomly in the middle because it was twice apparently.
Yeah,
there's
So,
more than likely.
I don't know. So
I don't
because I
know.
think the one thing that I think also that Kristen did specifically mention was like, you know, he has been like, oh, I do want to marry you, but she's definitely the one who's been holding back. So I think that this experience will also have her like realize, can I really trust this guy, especially in front of all these women? And can we move forward? And can I say yes to an engagement if that were to happen right after this?
Yeah, that's why I'm rooting for them so badly. Because first of all, I can really see the edit is trying to set him up to be some cheater. No, I can see it all over him. He just wants to get back to her, and he just wants to like prove to her that he's not going to cheat anymore, so they can just move on with their lives. Because oh my god, they would have such cute children. Like I want to follow them on Instagram.
So
like I just really hope they like get through it. And that's why I love this show, because for couples like that, it actually really helps them. And then other couples, they just want to shag.
Yeah. Erin.
Yeah.
I mean, last season, I'm just like,
last season was a mess. Coming from the first season, which was pretty chill. Last season was an absolute mess.
Day one at that. Anyway. So then you got Chelsea was speaking on it was her opinion on coming to the island because she's struggling with trust, and Thomas is naturally flirty in her mind, and Thomas says he's never cheated, he's never been unfaithful, but she says you flirt though, so I mean, okay. And then the last one was Erica, and she's saying that she's not used to spending a lot of time apart from Kendall, and due to this, I said Thomas, and due to this, she feels that Thomas.
Yeah, you just said
Erica Kendall.
Sorry, I'm but
it's okay.
Erica was saying that she feels that Tom is unappreciative of her.
Oh no, Kendall.
Oh my gosh, Kendall. Kendall. Yeah, go ahead, Abby. I'm a mess. But basically, Kendall's just saying that she's like he's inconsistent, and they're just like basically they're a mess. So
a whole mess.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's our little deep dive in it. Sorry, I'm getting my names mixed up. But
it's only the first episode. Trust me, I had to keep rewinding. Like if I didn't have the notes, I would not know.
Oh yeah, and then Mark gives this like speech, and he's like, "You all have serious questions about the next step in your relationship, and in order to find answers to your questions, you have come to embark on this journey to date other people. And those single men and women are here to find love, and you've decided to open yourself to the idea that there might be someone better suited to be with you than the person you're with now." And then he gives this, basically it was like offered like, what would this day be without a toast? And then he like offers them champagne.
Basically he's like, you're all going to break up by the end of this.
Yeah. That was my favorite bit though, when he was like, when all the couples were together like for the last time, and he was like, this might be the last time you guys see each other.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's actually true, like damn. Yeah.
Oh my god. They all just need Lori Harvey needs to come and give them a little TED talk. That's for everyone that doesn't know, she's dating Michael B. Jordan. And she levels up with every guy she dates, basically. And she's only 22. God, here we are. Anyway, let me stop.
So Mark basically shows the guys and girls their villas and their homes and all that, yada yada. But the fun part is he's like, oh, okay, it's time to meet the single men and the single women. I completely forgot there was 12 of each, but like we only have like 6 of each, There's a lot of like
you don't need to know all of them. They'll be good.
Those are the important ones, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So out of the important ones, there was a lot of them, and I mean, we can just, you guys can say any highlights, but at least from mine, I had like so Tula, she seemed like she was into first. Kendall. Amanda, she seemed
Isaiah, do you want to know what Amanda's last name is?
What's her last name?
Spain butts.
Ooh.
Spain dash butts. I just needed you to know that. Anyway.
So, all right, Amanda Spain dash butts. Okay, cool. I hate you. I mean, out of all the girls, like I wrote out all the ones, but like the only ones that really seemed like anything important happened was Tula because she went after Kendall, Sophia because Kendall seemed to like her, and Erica was like, he was like, she's doing her thing, and Erica was like, why are you saying that? And then Alexis, which has a very weird spelled name by the way, but Alexis, she was pointing out, she points out Kendall and says that Erica that she's going to see her with him after. So basically, everyone was going after Kendall and trying to get under Erica's skin. I was like, oof.
But when
Erica's like, she's not talking to me.
Don't drop a dime for a nickel. I was like, exactly, Queen. Because looking at all those girls, Kendall's actually therapy, please. Because look at Erica. I just don't understand.
But Kendall is also not attractive, so that's another reason why I thought it was weird. Like,
I'm very confused.
Yeah, because Julian is right there, everyone.
I have to say, I think maybe because he's the only black guy on the couples. So if they do like black dudes, he's the only one that they could go for. Do you know what I mean? So I think it might be a lot of that.
No, that's valid. Yeah, because I was just like, he's not even.
Because if there's another dude, Kendall is not. He's not at Erica's standards. So how fucking dare he come on this show?
And Erica's beautiful. That's why I think it also like everyone else kind of matches up with like level of hotness, but like them two, I will say Erica, I think is like the prettier one
for sure.
So it was, but I think Erica was also like huffing and puffing and visibly like showing her sweat versus like I think the other girls, like that's why I loved Kristen and Julian because they were kind of like making fun together. They were like, oh, look at that guy, oh, look at that girl, like, and that was so cute. Weirdly, like I was like, oh, I'm also messed up because I'm thinking it's cute. But versus Erica was like she could not. She's like, why are you doing this? Why? And the body language, like she was just like.
He was weird though. He was like, "Oh, she doing her thing." I was like, "Why you being weird?"
Yeah, he was saying a bit too much, and his girl's still sitting right there next to him. Like he's far too comfortable. Like that shows the dynamic of his relationship. He's far too comfortable. She does everything for him, and he's just comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So with the guys, basically, they had a lot more interaction than the girls, but. So Blake basically went after Chelsea. Dave, honestly, like he gave me fuckboy vibes, like slapped his ass or whatever.
Julian called him Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah. Wait, Seacrest or Gosling?
No, I think it was Ryan.
It was Seacrest. Oh I think it was Seacrest. That sent me.
I'm like, who is this to like be even doing stuff? Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
But why did he slap his ass like that? He like
that was and it was such a bad slap.
Yeah, I was like, did you miss your whole no ass? Like,
and I feel like he knew he did that, which is why he did the little, and then he did a little spin. I was like, I don't think that was planned.
Yes.
Lex, he went after Kristen. Shaquille showed his muscles, and Thomas was like, watch out for these guys.
Yeah,
he just wants to fertilize.
Fertilize
him.
Like, are you a farmer? That he's like fertilize. What the fuck? Like, no, Shaquille is very good looking. Like, let me say that first. And like him ripping his shirt off. Yes, we liked it. I rewinded it and rewatched
training to be your next boyfriend.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I needed all of that, and then he went ahead and opened his mouth and said some stupid shit, and then you're like, this is why you're single.
And the thing he said when he went up there, he was like, did he say like he's auditioning to be your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
He didn't even say boyfriend, he said ex-boyfriend, so that's already telling me what you're looking for, mate. Do you know what I mean?
And then what was it? The last one that really made an impression, honestly, was Tom. Chef
Thomas? Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
What
hands?
He made like the hand joke. He was like, oh, with cooking. And he basically made all the girls laugh, but like basically it made Julian like clap back at him or something, and then Tom was like he's going to take his girl, and like you can see that there's something going on there, but that's all the impressions I have written down. Is there anything else you guys had?
Now, when you say the Tom and Julian thing, it was interesting because I feel like Julian was just making a joke, and when Tom clapped back, like the vim was completely different, and Julian was like, "Wait a second, like who does he think he is?"
Yeah.
And then it just got a bit different from there because I feel like Julian was just being all joking, and then he thought, well, I don't know who Tom thinks he is. Anyway, I'm a Julian stan account. That's what
obviously we all are at this.
Exactly.
I love it.
No, it was so funny because Julian, I also was like, wait, did I like misread this whole thing? Julian literally was laughing like with Tom, like not at him.
And then he tried it.
Yeah, and then he really, and I was like, again, look at the size difference. Like, you look like a prune. Julian's a grape. Like, look at the difference. Like, please. But chef hands, I think he's gonna catch these hands. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, it was interesting because I guess the line supposedly who's like, I'm a good Italian boy who wants to show you what these hands can do, and everyone's like, and then he goes in the kitchen, of course, and they're like, okay. But yeah, it was crazy because I think Julian was like, my guy, I'm from Jersey too, and then he's like,
that's what
I'm
I was gonna
concerned
say.
with your girl, not you, bruh. And I was like,
just so he was trying to connect with him, and he was just so rude. That actually annoyed me because I was like, you guys actually should be respectful because without the couples, you guys would not be here. So
exactly, I made you. No, I'm just kidding. Also, is this like a thing every season where they all have like the Real Housewives like line at the end when they're introducing themselves?
In the beginning, they always do that.
I think they tell like
cheesy.
Write your cheesiest joke.
Yeah, your cheesiest line.
Because in Real Housewives, when they're introducing themselves, they'll be like, I give all the shade, but I don't need it. What I don't know. What?
I remember even last season they had them all do it, and then like you get to know these people. You're like, they're not corny at all. Like, why did the show have them do this? Like they make like, oh, I'm tall, but my legs, I was like wrapped around you. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing?
No,
like,
wasn't that a Megan Thee Stallion lyric though? I love tall women.
There you go. I didn't.
But she did not say it like it was.
No, she did not. She didn't have the swag of Megan Thee Stallion, but like I'm pretty sure. Because anyway, I can't remember the lyrics now.
This one girl was like, I'm born on April Fools. This ain't no joke, ladies. I'm about to steal your man, Nicole.
What? It sounds like, how there's video games like Pokemon, when you run into someone, they have like this like tagline. That's how I felt like. I don't know.
It's not good at all.
So they send the couples away, and everyone has like their little interactions. They're all staring people down, but then Erin's like the only one. She's like, I'm having second thoughts about this now. Like I forced him to come here, but now I don't want to do it. It's like. Anyway, so Mark separates the girls and guys, and then they go into the next day, and the girls and the guys are going to meet each other for the first time. Now, I'm going to separate into like two different things. I'm going to do the girls' villa, and then we can do the guys' villa. So the girls' villa honestly had a lot more, let's say, connections. So the girls meet the guys for the first time, and they all agree before they come in that Tom is like seemed very aggressive. I wrote down that Shaq says that he's a dog, and he instantly tries to get with Erin. Like he's trying to like grab her into him. Blake wants to give whatever girl he wants to go after all of his attention. So like when they like stop going for their boyfriends, like, oh, I can swoop in, I can get them. Chelsea seems like the one that he's after. So I mean, we'll see about that. Like she got really emotional talking about Thomas and all that, but we'll see how that develops.
He was getting really deep.
Yeah, it was.
I liked all the questions he asked. Like I felt like it wasn't like that. Again, not trying to fertilize her, but like he was actually like trying to get to know her, which I appreciated, and brought out, I feel like, a different side of her. Like, because she's likable. I don't think I don't like her, but she was kind of being annoying with her like insecurity with Thomas. But like he was kind of making her like a little bit more likable. I want to say, not like I know that's mean, but
you're not wrong.
Because we got to hear a bit more.
I
feel like it's different when you're watching people talking, whereas when she's chatting shit to a camera, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit more sincere when you can see the conversation versus her like just rambling or whatever.
Yeah, and I like that he like comforted her in saying that like, oh, so when he flirts, like when you have told him that he like how it makes you feel when he flirts, what does he do? And she literally said, no, I hold it in, and then she starts crying. So I just appreciate it. Like that's, even if they end up being friends, whatever, like that's the kind of person you need in your corner.
All right. And then, I mean, Jesse was bonding with Kristen, but it wasn't anything.
That was
serious.
so awkward.
Hot mess.
I was like, what are you trying to do, my guy?
Tom attempted to flirt with Erica, but she was like, "You're just here to hook up," and I'm like, "What's your like? Why are you here?" That's basically what she said.
He said, "I can make anyone fall in love with me in less than a week."
Yeah, I was like,
Stupid.
And then that was so good. That's why I love this show, because he said that and then it cut to him flopping with Erica. It's just so funny. Oh, good.
their editing is so
my
shady.
It is shady.
I love
it.
it.
Like, they make people look so dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
He made himself look dumb.
Exactly. Who told him to sit up there and say that?
Stupid.
He knows that's a lie.
This is Chef Hands boy, right? Same guy.
Yeah. This is what I mean. It's
Stupid.
a persona.
Mm-hmm.
and then the last thing was Tom attempted to flirt with Erica. Oh wait, I already said that.
You said that?
Alexis tries to talk to Kendall and tries to talk.
Yeah.
There was nothing like really going on with that either. So like when I wrote all these down, I literally highlighted the ones that like had no real meaning. It was just like
Yeah.
so awkward.
They're just trying.
Yeah, it
So we'll
was like,
talk to anything with the pulse. That's not Erica.
literally. And then with the guys' villa, there wasn't as much like we said, but I mean they're partying and all that. Corey said that he was like a little bit rusty when it comes to like
That
talking
was so
girls.
cute. I was like, oh. That was so sweet. I was thinking, this is what you did to your man. You put him in this situation. He can't do this. What do you mean? For God's sake.
Nicole, spelled with a K, has a crush on Julian and wants to reel him in. Mark comes back and sends the girls away. Oh, and this was the crazy thing we were talking about, because when he came back, sent the girls away, the girl Isabel, who we didn't even meet. Like I had to
I was like, who's that?
I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
And then he's like trying to get a goodbye. He's like, no. But the shady thing is right after you see Kendall and all the other guys, but mainly Kendall hugging everyone.
I mean, everyone up, shady.
No, Kendall literally was like, just come stay the night. You know, I got a bed. Like you need a bed. You need to sleep. I got one. Like
He said he was getting good vibes off of everyone. I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
you made horny vibes because you all been in quarantine.
But before we move on, so how do you guys feel about the girls and guys villa visits? Like, I don't know. It was just a mess.
Yeah, I feel like they cut through it pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's like that on the I feel it's the first episode, isn't it? So not much.
Yeah.
They're just trying to establish like the connections and bonds.
Exactly.
Yeah, hopefully it should pop off next week, innit? But
because this is Sasha's first time watching, you're gonna find out a lot of these single people are fodder and they won't be here.
Yeah.
Because eventually they get to start getting people out of there. So it's like,
okay.
Yeah, like you'll forget half of the people even there.
Yeah, so don't remember their names until like episode 8, because just remember the couples. Don't remember the singles, it don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. I know Chef Hands, Beard Man, like that's how I spider legs. Like
spider legs, yeah.
Like honestly, the worst part is like I hate the people. It'll be like episode 5, and you just see these people like just drinking and stuff, and it's like, why are you here? like you're not talking to anybody.
They're making no connections, not talking to anyone.
Yeah,
they're just
like
taking up a space.
It's like go home. Like you're wasting time.
They're like, I'm here for free, I guess. So, enjoying your time.
I'd be there.
Attractive enough
if I were single.
to keep them and not eliminate them, so they're just there, I guess.
Or there's always that one guy or girl that like tries to make a connection at the very like last few episodes and tries to get in there. And it's like you lost your chance. Go home. Like you're wasting your time.
A lot of that could also be editing as well, though. Like
that's how.
If they was just like, oh, let's just show it now because they're gonna be gone anyways, and clearly nothing happened. So that's one thing.
So basically after that, Mark's sent them home like we said, and it's the dinner. And this is like the last time of the entire season they're going to see each other until like the very end. So they're not going to be able to see each other face to face till the last episode. Mark asked the couples if they all set rules, and we got a lot of interesting answers. So first, we got Kristen and Julian, and let me see what you guys feel about that, and then we'll move on to the other ones. So Kristen and Julian said that there's no rules because it would defeat the purpose, and they want to prove that they trust each other for clarity. Is this BS or is this real?
Yeah, I feel like we touched on it a bit earlier. Even though they said no rules, there's still rules. They still have boundaries that are just unspoken.
Yeah.
And I feel like Julian knows exactly what things would piss Kristen off, and I don't think he's gonna do those things. So that's what I feel like when they say they have no rules. That's what they mean, because they know. I feel like they've been together 11 years. They must know each other's boundaries by now. They don't need rules. And yeah, as like I think Sasha said it, that they said they're in a relationship still. Like
Geneva.
Geneva. Yeah, they're still in a relationship. So yeah.
I just know there's a lot of people who like Julian, and I feel like the worst thing is that there can be times where both people in the relationship feel so like they're actually trying to commit, but then there's those bonfire ceremonies and they edit it in a way to make it look shady. They'll like show the little thing, and it's like, oh, why'd y'all do that? Like, come on.
Because the that video, right? Like of who's in the bed hooking up, like in the
This is what I'm like. They're trying to make it seem like it's Julian, and then it cut to a clip of him like proposing. That's why I'm like, no, he's trying to get back with. I feel like it's probably Kendall in the bed. He's an awful.
Well, yes.
That would make
I think out of any of the guys, who's more likely to have a threesome is Kendall.
That's true.
All the other guys are still a bit scared, worried. Kendall wanted to go. The first thing we heard out of him was like, yeah, I'm ready. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Kendall is like Johnny from Love Island, right? Like Casa more time. Like, let's go.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Wait, let's who was we talking about?
So the other couple,
Thomas and Chelsea,
yeah, and Chelsea was like, yeah, we set rules because Thomas asked if it's okay to have people in beds, and basically he got irritated. He was like, I've never cheated. I'm why are you like, it's just a question. And she's like, it shouldn't even be a question. And they butted heads basically.
And she sipped her wine. It was a very interesting.
I agree. Why are you asking stupid questions? To play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I disagree, because especially me, I'm the type of person like I need to know, and I need to know for sure what you want, and I need the
interesting.
So when I heard that, I was like, oh, like all he did was ask a question because he wants to be sure, he wants to confirm. But for her, she's like, oh, he's being dumb. Why wouldn't he just know this? But for him, he's like, I just want to like make sure, But
I don't know that. Yeah, like I don't want anyone in your room, right? Like to me, that could be just like you're dummy. See, but then they didn't also tell us their rules, so you know what? Maybe it's that like they established something else, like something like, oh, you can like maybe kiss, or I don't know, like whatever her stupid rules are. But then we don't know that, and that's why he was asking. So I will like give him concession to the opposition a little bit, but like that. Why do you want a girl in your room? Why?
There's a couple.
I don't know, but
like I remember last season there was like a couple who said like no hand holding or no hugging, and so like some people take it to like very like there's no like physical contact whatsoever, and some people are like, all right, like have fun but don't do anything stupid, like because there was that one couple, they were like, oh, she's just dancing, like I get it, she's just having
exactly,
but different people, so
I want to say this really like I feel like it really shows the trust levels of the relationship. Like once again, I'm gonna bring it back again to Kristin and Julian. Even though Kristin does say that she doesn't really trust him, she still trusted him enough to not put down specific rules because she knows he's not gonna cross the boundaries. Oh my god, I just love him so much. I
think you're right. Like
Julian, like, call Abby, please.
I want to have babies. I mean, like, even when the conversation like started at the dinner, like Julian was like, "Oh, I'm like really glad to be reunited and back together, with Kristen." So, like, I feel like this is probably going to be a challenging experience. I think he'll definitely be tested, and I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe flirts or gets maybe like minorly physical, whether it's like touching, like maybe like holding hands or something. But I feel like he's not going to try and go like beyond that boundary. And then the whole Chelsea thing is just so it's difficult. She's like, well, I don't want rules, but I have to have them.
But here's 100.
Yeah. And so I think like in terms of, I think because they've been together for only a year in comparison to the other couples which have been together longer, they probably haven't had a lot of conversations. So I feel like the one thing that I guess issue I have is that Chelsea can't just assume that, you know, Thomas knows how she feels and thinks. I think that she needs to communicate more and be like, hey, like, I'm not comfortable with anything of this sort. Like he doesn't necessarily know that that's wrong. Maybe like he's had conversations with women in the past and they didn't think that that was necessarily like an issue or wrong for them. They were more open to it. So I think that's kind of the breakdown. Like I personally would be like, okay, that's a bit weird, but I also feel like I don't know, the reason that Chelsea wants to set rules, I think, is a bit strange. They just have better conversations and communicate better.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have rules if you're coming on Temptation Island. Then like don't come.
Because if you're coming there, then you already know what's about to happen.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, judging off of her intro package when she said she's had a bad history with other guys before, it makes me feel like she's going to see him having like a heart-to-heart with someone, and then she's going to assume the worst, and then she's going to do something dumb. And I can see him doing something in in response to that, and then it's just gonna blow up.
I mean, they even showed it in the little preview a bit. Like she said something like, well, now he's like he showed me that he doesn't care, so I'm not gonna care either. And then it showed her like with some dude's hand on her leg, and I just thought, oh great, here you go. Like,
I didn't even watch that because like I purposely didn't watch the
really?
But I don't care. No, because that's crazy. Like that's the vibe I got.
No, it's her and Dr. Blake. That's who it is. Yeah. That's the only reason I cared to know his name. I was like, oh, I think this is like actually might be a thing. Because they're in the pool because it's him with the beard. Like it's definitely him.
Hindsight 2020. And my notes when we were meeting the single people, Blake went after Chelsea, and there's your foreshadow. So we'll see.
I feel bad for Chelsea because I feel like regardless, this situation is not going to help her insecurities. If she breaks up with her boyfriend and gets with someone from here, she's still going to feel insecure because of how they've gotten together.
Yes.
So again, therapy for Chelsea.
This is basically self-sabotage. She just wants to say, I told you so.
Yeah.
100%.
So Kendall and Erica both say no rules, and they thought it out at first about possibly doing it, but they want to see what their hearts really feel.
Fucking shit. Sorry. Oh my god. It actually boiled my blood because like a few scenes before, it was the scene where Julian fist bumped and he was all Then he goes and then we learn that he's the one that pushed for no rules. I wonder why you did that. Why didn't you want any rules? Oh, he actually boils my blood because I could just see Erica's about to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be.
And I hate to see she's gonna be so sad. It sucks.
Yeah.
And then the last one was so this was the weird one. Corey was saying, "Oh, no rules," because he trusts Erin and wants to have the full experience. I didn't know if he really meant that, but But what she said, "Oh, I feel like you don't really think that," and I was like, "Okay." She said exactly what I thought. And then she said, her happiness. He said, "Your happiness is all I care about," and she got really emotional because she's like, "I feel like I have to control the relationship when I wanted to be 50-50." But she thinks that she also could be unfair, so she just doesn't know. And basically translation, she thinks that he's too weak-minded or whatever, and she wants him to be like alpha. And I don't know. Like I feel like Corey was for the camera saying that, but I feel like he didn't.
Yeah,
really
something's off with Corey. I will say, like serial killer, something. I don't know. Something's off with Corey.
Not his element, and I don't think he really wants to be there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt in this, just because the way Erin talks about everything. But like, something's off for sure with him. And like, I didn't like where he was like, "Whatever you want, babe. Like, whatever makes you happy." And it's like, I will say I think Erin has like maybe she has daddy issues because like he's being a partner and she wants a like daddy. And I was just like, that's not how this is gonna work. Like if you have a partner, like sometimes you give sometimes like different people take the lead. And I mean in my relationship, I feel like different people take the lead in different circumstances. And like that's like for the rest of our life. It's gonna be the same way. Like I can't expect all of a sudden my husband to be like, you know what, we really need to paint these walls a different color. But like if I'm ever like, oh, I really want to buy a new drill, like he's all over that and he'll be like, here's what we need to buy. So to me, that's like the 50% of it. Versus like she just wants to be like told what to do. And it's like maybe like in the bed, need to find like a Christian Grey type of man, and like that is what is gonna make her happy. But like I feel like there's some issues with her for sure.
Well, that was all their boundary talks. So Mark is going to send them to do their final goodbyes. And we see the couple. So Julian and Kristen was basically having their emotional goodbye, saying how they trust each other, they want to be with each other, and they plan to leave the island together. That was like the most genuine one out of all of them that I felt. Thomas and Chelsea had their little convo, and she's like, all right, so Chelsea was like, I want you to realize why you're so flirty and fix it, basically. And he was like, you need to realize that it's all in your head, and you need to figure out why you're so uncomfortable and blaming everything on me. And then basically they have this thing where they're like, all right, we're going to figure out our own issues and then we're going to grow. But that's not a good way to leave. Like, honestly, it's like that's not going to work out. I don't see that being successful. Kendall and Erica, basically Erica says that she's very comfortable with this process and she thinks she can get through it. Kendall doesn't speak at all. So, I mean, I think you know where that's going to go. And Erin and Corey basically says that he's scared to do this because he wants to be happy with himself and he's going to attempt to grow from the self journey. And then she says that I'm scared that you're going to fall in love with someone else and because I'm pushing my insecurities on you. And they basically both don't want to lose each other. But I don't know. I think that the fact that she can admit that she has insecurities and she's bringing it into a relationship is kind of hindsight 2020 that she's going to overthink something and then mess the entire relationship up.
Yeah.
So,
and in like comparison from her and Chelsea, like completely different. And I don't who's older? I didn't write the ages down.
I got it. You said between Erin and Corey?
Chelsea.
Chelsea's 29.
Yeah.
And Erica's 24.
No, Erin.
Oh, Erin is
24.
Yeah, she's 24.
Yeah, okay, so Erin is younger than Chelsea and she is exuding more emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess it depends.
I feel at least she could at least admit, okay, maybe it's my insecurities that Chelsea's like, you need to fix your problems. She's been like, actually, maybe like it's me. Maybe I need to do something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she says, right, like she feels like she pushes him away, but like, you brought him on this show, so like, yes, you think
she done it. She shouldn't have done it. She should have just been like, he's a great guy. He's good for me. There's a reason that my exes are my exes, and we're all the same, and he's different, and so I should embrace Corey and the love he has for me. And that's how I think. But now I think she's going to she might regret it. I don't know what's going to necessarily happen between them, but like I think she's already like, oh, this was a mistake, and I'm like, well, you're the one who wanted to do this, so
I feel like that, and like almost flip floppy where it's their like final goodbye. To me, it felt like a breakup. Like I feel like she was breaking up with him, where she was like, I think you're gonna find someone, or like, something like, I hope I
really want you to be happy.
Yeah, some stuff like that. I didn't even write it down because I couldn't stop rolling my eyes.
If it's someone else, I want that for him.
Yeah. And I was like, this is a breakup. Like, has Corey never been broken up with? Because that's what's happening here. So that's why I don't know where Erin is, or maybe she doesn't know where she is, and that's why she's on the show. But like, I think it's both. She might end up like having some fun, I think, on this show.
She gives me the vibes. I forget what the couple was last season, but
yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. I
Which
can't remember
one?
her name either.
The girl that cheated the first time,
guy though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's going to do. What happened last time is that she cheated on like very early on, and then she went to the bonfire thing expecting the worst, and then she was like, "Oh, I messed up." He gives me that vibe because she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's having fun too. If he does this, and I'm not gonna feel bad." And she's like, "I feel like a horrible person," and it's like, you know what I mean? She gives me insecure people going on these shows always mess it up. So
you're so right. You're so right.
So real quick because that's not everything that happened in the episode. Let's just do our predictions real quick. So are Julian and Kristen going to stay together? And if they aren't, who's going to be the first one to be unfaithful?
I think they stay together.
I think if anything happens, as you guys said, like Julian might cross a line accidentally, like he might be a bit too touchy.
Yes.
I don't think he will step over any strict boundaries. Like I don't think anyone will be in his bed or anything like that. So yeah, I just want them to have babies, please.
I know. It's really funny because Julian, actually, it's really sweet. Sorry, that Julian says he's scared Kristen might outgrow him.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. Like he's just thinking about it so different compared to everyone else, even compared to Kristen. So I think he's in it. Yeah, I don't see her like. Currently, there's not any guys in there that I think are like hold what candle to him anyway. So like, if she does, I think it's just a moment of insecurity and like or not even or like just feeling shitty about herself, and that's her problem. But yeah, I think I pray they stay together.
They both curve people this episode, so I think they're going to be fine. Yes. But I just know that the show likes to like those are the people that the editors like to target, because if you say one thing, the smallest thing, like they're holding hands, let's we need to show them that, or like they said something about your relationship, they'll cut out the question and just show the response. Like
the response is so shady. Yeah, but I will say that like it happened a bit in season 1 as well, where they did that type of thing. But I feel like as it gets further onto the bonfires, the other couples are gonna have such ridiculous stuff, like people in bed shagging, and then if your man is just like talking to another girl, that's when it puts it into perspective. Because that happened season 1. I can't remember the couple's name, but it all worked out and they ended up great. But the editors really tried them, and they were there again with the cheating issues, and she just wanted to get over it and like be known that he's not going to do that anymore. And they came out the other side, they're still happy. That's why I'm just hoping that happens with Kristen and Julian. Yeah. And like the first episode, she was breaking down because they put a soundbite of him saying some bullshit, and she was like, I can't believe this has happened. But it was just absolute. Yeah, it was just absolute.
They try to sabotage them. Yeah. Like honestly, that's what I'm saying. Even if you have the best intentions in the world, and the editors are going to try to make it look bad. Like,
yeah, I mean
this is not a good show for like any resolution at all.
I know, that's why I'm really surprised, but I do see it now a little bit more why Julian and Kristen came on this show, because like I think she literally, it's almost like she needs like a shock or like a jolt to be like, get it together. Yeah, exactly, where they're not like where they will be together. But my favorite, not my favorite, but my YouTubers that I really like, they broke up after 11 years together too, so it's wild. And they got together like when they were older, so but their whole YouTube was like set up is prank versus prank, so they were like pranking each other. Jesse and Gina. So I was just like hearing like these long term I'm still not married like really stressed me out. So I'm
So the next one, Erin and Corey, are they sticking together? Are they breaking up? And if someone cheats on the other, who's going to make the first move?
Erin.
Yeah, they're breaking up for sure.
They're breaking up.
In my heart, I want Corey to cheat on Erin first. But that's because I'm petty. But I guess that like worsens his stock. So I guess we want him to stay a good guy. So fine, don't do it, Corey. But I think Erin just looking. I still think that they might end up together though.
I think there's like a 5 to 10% chance they will, because just seeing Erin's regret already is getting me to think that like she might try and explore, but she's gonna realize, no, I'm with I should be with Corey, and Corey's the one, and I'm messing up by bringing this here. And then maybe something might happen where maybe Corey starts to feel a little bit more comfortable, but I don't think he's gonna really go those extreme lengths to do anything.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But I think there's a chance for them, but I think it just depends on Erin.
Yep.
My prediction, I feel like they're both not going to do anything bad yet. And then there's always that one night where it's a party and then the single people dance on people. The editor's gonna be like, "You need to show her this," and then she's gonna be like, "Oh, he's being unfaithful, so I'm moving on." And it's like, no, they just forced me to get a lap dance. So like, I can see something like that happening because the insecure people always react off of the smallest thing. I do not see a future for Erin and Corey. But next is Erica and Kendall. Are they breaking up, or are they? I mean, do we have to be honest? We all think that Kendall's going to cheat.
He's gone. He's already. He just hasn't had a chance to cheat yet. Let me rephrase. But no.
I have no faith in that.
I think Erica might stay.
I just hope Erica's not a clown.
That's what happened last season. Remember, the girl got cheated on twice. They didn't leave the island together, but then at the reunion, they got back together, and everyone was confused. So it's just like, I can see Erica doing that.
I think if he does like some stuff that's really, really bad, that just like is beyond, like, even though they don't really have like the rules per se, like if he does something very extreme, then I think that might be the point of no return for her, where she will explore. But I think unless he does anything that like is like maybe beyond her boundaries or what she would consider like okay, I think then she's probably gonna stick with him as long as he would stick with her.
I think he's set himself up by forcing them to have no rules. So now whatever he does, he can say, we have no rules, which I really hate, because I feel like whatever she sees at the bonfire, that's what she's going to say to herself. What can I do? We said no rules. She's just gonna internalize that. And I just feel like, I just feel bad for her. I don't like him. He's a little shit. I can see what he's trying to do, bastard.
I think he's a gaslighter, and it's a toxic relationship. Like I said, like I made a joke about the 4 a.m. thing, but like I feel like that's weird, and that's toxic behavior to like expect someone to like do stuff like that for you. And then still, shit on them and still say like they're not good enough, they're not doing enough, they're only giving 30%. Which is also like, who comes up with 30%? Like he's so like in the head, like I don't even know how to explain it, but he's just a mess. So I think that she's unfortunately been gaslit and like just like he's so toxic that I can't see her stepping out on this.
Even if she does something, she's not going to be able to form a connection with someone else, because she's just going to be still in love with it. Like she's just trapped now, basically, until he does something and she can be like, okay, bye. But
And lastly, we have the oldest couple, Chelsea and Thomas, even though they act like they're the youngest couple.
A mess.
So are they sticking together, or who's making the first move? Because I can see either one of them messing it up.
Yeah, that one's hard.
I think that Chelsea will see something, like the editors are going to take the piss at the bonfire. That's going to cause Chelsea to move on to the Don. Then he's going to see that and be like, what the fuck? Because he's obviously not going to know what's been shown at the bonfires. And he's probably going to be like, I can't believe you've done this. Like, I thought you had trust issues with me, but apparently I have to trust issues with you.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what's going to like blow it up out of proportion.
It's going to get ugly. I can see that being the ugliest one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I think he's already irked by how she talks about him. Like he's like, why are you saying this about me? Or like, I'm just asking a question, all of that stuff. So I don't think he's looking for a reason to break up, but I think he's like kind of irritated and over her in that sense. I don't know, like over her in a relationship, but like irritated by her for sure.
And you already see that there's people trying to get at her, so it's just like
in a weird way, I hope that that she does something, so that, because I feel like if he does something, she's gonna be like, well, like,
I told you so. Like I knew this was coming.
I don't want to see that. So like, I kind of hope that she does something that leads to, if it leads to Thomas doing something back and forth, whatever. But they're the ones that I feel like are probably also not going to last. Really, I think it comes down to her insecurities about trusting his flirtatiousness. So
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So our predictions is Kristen and Julian hopefully staying together. Aaron's going to get manipulated to cheating. Kendall is already preparing his first cheat, and then Chelsea or Thomas can go either way. So
Mhm.
we're in for an interesting season.
Yeah.
mhm.
It's
Yeah,
gonna pop off.
Oh yes, it is. This is going to be an interesting season. And I cannot wait to talk about it with you three. But that's the episode. Real quick, I'm gonna give everyone a chance to plug in whatever they want. So Geneva, where you at?
You can follow me at PeaceGen on Twitter, Instagram, etc. I tweet a lot about reality television every so often on podcasts here and there. Sasha and I did a bonus content for post-show recaps for Bridgerton. It's called Dark Walk. We have the first half of that released, episodes 1 through 4, that we released on Valentine's Day. In the coming days, we'll have episodes 5 through 8 released. So that is a super exciting 2-part series we've been doing. And yeah, I'll be here covering Temptation Island and probably some other shows in the near future.
All right. And then I said Geneva. Sasha.
Yeah, everything Geneva just said. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at funsize_04, where I just like to tweet my reactions to all of this. I might even mess up their names on Twitter, but thankfully I have Geneva to correct me. We're all good, guys. And yeah, look out for the Bridgerton podcast. And Isaiah and I hopefully will be covering Floribama and yeah, Floribama and hopefully a Jersey Shore. Oh, Abby too, sorry. And Jersey Shore rewatch. So excired for that too.
And then lastly, y'all got a lot of Bridgerton because I know Abby was working on her Bridgerton.
Oh yes, your YouTube video.
Yeah, so you can find me on youtube.com/AbbyStally. I do I do TV show recaps, reactions. My Bridgerton one will be up on Friday. You can follow me on Twitter at BlackMistMXST. I talk a lot of shit about TV shows. I'll be on here talking shit about Temptation Island because I love this show and Floribama Shore. Yeah.
All right. And then you can follow me as usual at 8Ball Bangers on Twitter, Instagram, and all that other fun stuff. And then, we're at Silent Podcast here. So I think the next thing we're going to be doing, because this is just the first week, but I think I should have an anime One Piece topic video up sometime this weekend. We will see. And then we will be back with some total drama stuff on Monday. You should see us here again Wednesday. And then we should be talking about Floribama next Friday. So
wow.
Oh
my God. Subscribe.
Yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Please.
Follow us all on Twitter for any updates and stuff. We're going to have interest forms for anyone who's interested in coming on. So just keep a lookout for that. But until then, we will see you guys soon. Bye.